Morning internet. So a couple of things to talk about before we get going. Just look at how well these have come out. Absolutely perfect. Aren't they lovely? You know, absolutely lovely. Yep, so they'll be going back on today. I just don't want to lay them down and get them marked. I had a bit of a mishap yesterday. The bracket that was holding these while they were drying decided to give way, so I'm going to have to flat these off again and paint them. They're covered in scratches and a big mark there, but it doesn't matter, I'll get that done in a minute. The rest of the stuff is all good. Let me just show you the headstock. Lovely, eh? Don't know how well you can see that. Looks fantastic. Really come up well. So yeah, we're going to get the front end built up this morning. I'm just going to paint those brackets first, just so I can get them drying, because I'll need those a bit later when we get the legs back in. But yeah, everything else has come up absolutely lovely. The 2K, brilliant again. So yeah, let's crack on. Okay, thank you. Well, a bit scuppered again for doing the front suspension build-up today, because this is these have reacted, I don't know what with, but look at it, it's terrible. It's all reacted with something on the something under there, which is a bit mad really, because other than the fact they fell off, the stand that I was using to allow the paint to dry, they were fine. But yeah, I flatted them off this morning and put a bit more paint on them. Well, you can see how they've gone, so I'm just gonna do the thing with the paint stripper yet again and internet. So that's about it for today really. I've done as much as I can do. I've got a few things that are stopping me going any further today. I've had to order upper and lower bushes for the rear shock absorbers. They're completely gone, worn out, worn away, and the rubber's really just turned very brittle. So I've ordered some of them. I found some more engine mounting brackets that I hadn't painted, so I've painted them today and they're currently drying. Got the front forks on and the headstock and what have you. Got the swing arm in place now, all greased, all the bearings up and everything. I put the tank back on, it's only placed on just to remind you what it looks like and what it's going to look like when it's finished. And I tell you, it just gives me a certain amount of excitement when I see it. It really does. I think the paintwork looks fantastic. It's still a bit dull in places, but I hadn't finished polishing it up, and I was going to do the rest when I've got the when it's back reassembled. I've got my new electric polisher now, and I'll do it all over with that and the finesse just to finally bring that luster up. So yeah, that's got to be done. But I think it's still starting to look well there, isn't it? You know, back on its front wheel, and you know, sort of not looking like a bag of bits on the floor anymore. I bobbed the big front engine bolt back out. I'm going to go and drop an email to the engineering company now. This is 26 centimeters long. The actual gap between the actual distance from one end to the other is 28 centimeters long, so I guess the bolt needs to be, what, 29 centimeters long, you know, to get a good nut on the end. So yeah, it's just a little bit too short. I'm sure they'll sort that out for me. But other than that, I think it's starting to look really good. I was delayed with the headlamp brackets, but you know, I've sort of gone with them now in this. I mean, the paint reacted even after I'd stripped it all back down to nothing. I just don't know what it was reacting with. But that aside, they're lacquered, and it's just they've just come up really dull. But I'm just going to leave them like that, a bit of a signature, because I'm keeping the bike. You know, it's my bike, so I'm not gonna be getting rid of it. Fork legs look tremendous. As I say, all the alloy's got to be polished up and everything yet, but you know, that's a job for later on. I think it'll fly together. Since I've got the rear suspension bushes, which should be here Tuesday or Wednesday, they're coming from Germany. I'll crack on next weekend with the build, and I'm sure we'll get the rest of the back end done, and then we can get on to some wiring, which is going to be the fun part. But I'm expecting to have a nightmare with that, but you know, we'll just see how we go. But other than that, I'm really pleased. I know the front wheel needs polishing and what have you, and it's, you know, it's not permanent fits at the moment, because probably I'll be putting new tyres on it as well. But I just want it back together enough so it's not wobbling around whilst I'm working on it. So if it's on the stand and it's got both wheels on, which it will have very shortly, it should be a lot more stable for me to work on, without the risk of me and my in my way knocking it over, or you know, I don't want to do that. So yeah, but yeah, doesn't it look great? I'm really excited about getting the build you know, progressed. So yeah, thanks very much for sticking with me. I might be doing a bit tomorrow, it all depends. I've got some other parts coming tomorrow as well. We'll see how we get on with that. The weather's about to turn, so it's a good job all of the painting's done. Yeah, really pleased. Stick with me. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Our subscribers are going up and up and up, which is just brilliant news. I'm getting messages quite regularly now on email and what have you, just asking about the bikes and what have you. The 600R is fantastic, but the more that this starts to look like a bike again, I think, you know, it'll take my heart somewhat. It will, you know, because it's just lovely. They were just a lovely bike. If you're liking the videos, please give me a big thumbs up, and you know, it does tell me if I'm making the right sort of videos or videos that you like. So yeah, do that please. Drop me any comments in the section below. I always read them and I'll always respond to them, which is good. And you know, I upload content very regularly, but if you click the little bell icon, you'll get a notification as to when I do. It's usually at least once a week, if not more. So yeah, all good. Super. Thanks very much for staying with me. I'll see you soon. Thanks internet. Bye.